Hi there, Jonas here from Altezza Travel. In today's video, I'll answer one of the most common questions from our travelers. When is the best time for a Tanzanian safari? So, let's dive in. The year in Tanzania is divided into 2 rainy and 2 dry seasons. Each of these seasons has its pros and cons when it comes to visiting Tanzania, which you should keep in mind when planning your safari adventure. Before we go into the details of each season, I should preface this by saying that over the past 3 years or so, the weather in Tanzania has changed considerably, and at times the weather has been inconsistent with the seasonal forecast. For example, in 2022, there were pouring rains in January, while November, a traditionally rainy month, was entirely dry. So, I'm going to share the details of how the seasons most commonly unfold in Tanzania, but do keep in mind that this is more of a framework to help you plan your trip than a trustworthy weather forecast. The period from late December to early March is one of the most popular safari times in Tanzania. The weather is typically dry and warm throughout the days, and the Christmas holidays around the world are another reason why this is a popular time for tourists to travel to Tanzania for a safari. Most of the days are clear and sunny, making game viewing excellent. Because it's dry, many animals can often be found closer to the rivers and small lakes, which also makes it very easy to spot them. However, given the seasonal popularity of this period, this is when the safari parks welcome a lot of travelers. As a result, the countless cars driving in the parks, combined usually with periods of dry days, means that there may be a lot of dust in the air, which can undoubtedly be uncomfortable. Another thing to keep in mind is when someone spots a more rare animal such as a cheetah or leopard, other safari cars usually follow immediately, especially in the more popular areas of the Serengeti and Ngorongoro. As a result, there can be a situation with 5 to 7 cars parked closely together for the viewing of a single animal. Although the safari guides in the parks do their best to be mindful of this and work together for the benefit of all visitors, these crowds can of course affect the overall experience. So to summarize the warm dry season, it's a great time to visit if you want predictable dry weather, but do consider the larger crowds when planning a trip in this season. Mid-March is when the rains are expected to start, and the number of visitors in the parks starts to rapidly decline. This season of long rains lasts through the beginning of June. Although most travelers tend to overlook this period, this season does have a number of clear advantages. Firstly, the roads and parks are not dusty. With less cars on the road and more rains keeping the soil wet, dust is no longer an issue. Secondly, safari lodges and Altezza Travel offer excellent seasonal discounts, allowing you to book your dream safari for a better price. Thirdly, the parks are much greener than during the dry season. This offers a whole new perspective on Tanzania, especially if you're interested in wildlife and landscape photography, as the green colors make for an excellent contrast to what most expect from these parks. And finally, although it's referred to as the season of long rains, this doesn't mean that it rains all the time. It's definitely a period with high chances of rain, but even through this season, many of the days are still sunny, and most wet days experience just a few hours of rainfall. The cooler dry season normally starts in mid-June, where the sunny and dry weather is supposed to return. The key difference between these 2 dry seasons is that this period is the winter time in Tanzania, which means mornings and evenings are considerably colder. As such, bringing warmer and cozier clothing for these times is a great idea. In the description below, you'll find a link to a useful video about our recommended safari packing list. In all other respects, this dry season is similar to what you may experience in the dry season of the Christmas period. This, however, is the most popular period for safaris, so you can expect many other cars around, as this is also a popular time for the action-packed river crossing of the Great Migration in the Serengeti. The year in Tanzania ends with the second rainy season, with previously mentioned perks and downsides, though this one is usually shorter than the season of long rains. There are a few other things that need to be considered as it relates to the rainy season. Since finding water is no longer a problem, the animals scatter across the entire park territory, making it a bit more challenging to find them at times. As a result of the rains, the grass also grows considerably taller than in the dry seasons, so spotting the smaller dwellers of the savannah, such as serval cats or caracals, becomes harder as well. The overall experience, however, is way more private and seclusive when you opt for a rain season safari. I hope this video has been helpful for you to choose the best time for your safari adventure. We are more than happy to offer the guidance that you need to make the best decision for your vacation in Tanzania. Whether you prefer to discuss over a quick phone call or you would rather we send you detailed information by email, WhatsApp, or any other means, we are here to help. Thanks again for watching, and we look forward to welcoming you to Tanzania for your epic safari adventure with Altezza Travel.